This is Agritalk Africa, the podcast that puts farmers first. We go beyond the headlines to bring you authentic conversations with people driving change in African agribusiness. From financial literacy to climate-smart farming, from the challenges of rural financing to the triumphs of innovation. We educate, we inform, and we inspire. Welcome to Agritalk Africa, where agriculture meets action. Hello and welcome back to another interesting episode of Agritalk Africa. I'm your host, Ruth Chileship. Agritalk Africa is basically a podcast where we talk about everything agriculture. And today on this episode, we are going to be talking about a very interesting aspect. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of Nemchem, but of course, when people hear about Nemchem, the first thing that comes to mind is that it is cleaning, sanitation. But well, Nemchem, here we go. Nemchem is also into agriculture, and Dr. Catherine is going to run us through in terms of what Nemchem does and what they do in agriculture. So, Dr. Catherine, before we dive into what Nemchem Agri is, maybe can you just tell us about yourself? When people look at you, you look very young. So when they say doctor, I mean, that's a big title. So maybe just tell us about yourself and how you became a doctor. I think it would be interesting.
So my name is Dr. Mutale Catherine. I'm a biosecurity and chemical consultant at Nemchem. I'm a veterinarian by profession, so I look after animals. And also, veterinarian have a scope in public health. Okay. So that's what has brought me to Nemchem Agri. Mm-hmm. So Nemchem Agri division looks after, to cut things short, it looks after public health. Okay. Because Nemchem has been known as a cleaning company for a very long time. For as long as, I think before I was even born, Nemchem was there cleaning shopping malls and whatnot. And that's what we know Nemchem for. But we realized there was a gap in public health sector, in production, in our production system. And we decided to take it by the bullhorn and move with it and see how we can help our clients in that sector. Okay. So what basically we do with biosecurity and chemical consultancy, we look after farms, we look after production, we look after abattoirs, and we ensure that your farming system from point of production to the point where food is by your table is safe and sound. Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Catherine, I know that you gave me an overview of what Nemchem Agri is. So maybe can you just, to put it into context, how does Nemchem Agri fit into Nemchem International? Like we said at first, Nemchem, of course, you do sanitation, cleaning services. So how does Nemchem Agri fit into the aspect of Nemchem International?
Nemchem International is known as your professional choice. So even in the agriculture sector, we want to offer you professional solutions in terms of cleaning, in terms of hygiene, in terms of your biosecurity. We want to give you a tailored program. You know, we have cleaning contracts that Nemchem runs with other companies. So Nemchem Agri comes in to offer a similar choice of service. Okay. So you can hire us as your cleaning service, depending whether it's your dairy or it's your piggery or it's your poultry, or you can allow us to give you a tailored program of chemicals that you can use, and you can allow us to supervise what your workers are doing, okay, and we can plan visitations to your farm. So that is where we feel we are offering a similar service, but with more technicians involved, with more professionals involved, because we know that this is a public health department. This is a department that is going essentially into feeding the nation at the end of the day. Okay. Yes, so that's how we are fitting into the main Nemchem group.
Okay. You mentioned that Nemchem Agri, of course, you do in biosecurity services. You also mentioned that you deal with livestock, poultry, aquaculture. So maybe just tell us a bit in how you integrate poultry, livestock, aquaculture, and just the whole aspect into Nemchem Agri.
So we offer different services. Mm-hmm. We are offering laboratory services. We are offering veterinary services. Like you have heard, I'm a veterinarian on the team. We are offering biosecurity services, chemicals, cleaning, disinfection, detergents. We are offering pest control and fumigation. We are also offering water treatment on different farms.
Okay.
So the service that we can give you is all dependent on what type of enterprise you are.
Okay.
So if you're a dairy farm, it depends with what equipment that you have installed. How have you set up your dairy farm? How are you collecting your milk? How are you looking at animal welfare? We are looking at all those things with Nemchem Agri. When it comes to poultry is one of the sectors that is very intense. You go to one house and you find you've got 10,000, 20,000 beds. We try to ensure that we reduce on your disease burden, because enterprises that are run like that, disease spread is very fast. So as Nemchem Agri, we try to come up with a tailor-made program that is going to factor in all these things and how your enterprise is working.
Okay. As we are on the topic of how you fit into the livestock sector in Zambia, what gaps are you trying to fill as Nemchem Agri in that sector? And also, what challenges are you addressing in that sector? So what gap are you trying to fill, and also the challenges that you face in implementing your vision?
Okay. So biosecurity ranges from using detergents to using disinfectants to using organic acids, depending on what program we have put you on. So what we are basically trying to address in all these enterprises, be it fish, be it poultry, be it a food processing area, people that make samosas on a large scale and whatnot, we are trying to reduce disease outbreaks. We're trying to reduce disease transmission from us, the humans, to the food that you're going to give to someone. So it all fits into a public health, all the public health hazards that we have thought about that are transmitted through food. We are trying to reduce these transmissions by offering our different services.
Okay.
So by giving you a tailor-made program, we hope to enhance your productivity, because sick animals are not productive. If you give us meat that is contaminated, it becomes a problem. If you give us milk that is high laced with antimicrobials, it becomes a challenge. So we are trying to also help our farmers use less medication. We have small-scale farmers that the first thing they want to do when they get chicks from a hatchery is to start giving them medication, because they have a notion to say they'll get sick. But the chicks that they have collected, well, care from where they are coming from. So why are the chicks sick? Is it because the environment is dirty? Is it because you've not disinfected? So this is the gap that we are trying to address. We are trying to ensure that our people out there are consuming food that has less medication, because now we are even having problems of antimicrobial resistance. We are producing superbugs in our production.
Okay.
So as you are producing your chickens, you keep on medicating them. Tomorrow you medicate them, just like dairy animals. You give someone milk that already has antibiotics. You give someone a piece of chicken that already has medication. When someone gets a simple infection, let's say you've got a sore in the mouth that is not healing, and you need medicine like Flagyl, that's a common name, but called metronidazole, to heal that sore in the mouth, or to heal an infection in your gums. You're not able to eat well. But because you've been exposed to food that has antimicrobials over and over again, you discover that the metronidazole that you've been given at the hospital is not working.
Okay.
Because you have been laced with these antimicrobials over time.
And so that become resistant.
It has become resistant.
Yeah.
Now you have a super bug. So this is what Nemchem is trying to address. We're also trying to improve food safety. So in the long run, we're trying to ensure that whatever food we consume is safe for us to eat. Whatever milk the kids are eating, the kids are drinking today, they are putting in their cornflakes, it's safe for us to drink. So those are some of the things we are trying to address as Nemchem Agri.
Okay, interesting. Obviously, every business has challenges. So, in your implementation as Nemchem Agri, what challenges are you facing in the agriculture sector? Or maybe before you even answer that, do you mostly deal with small-scale farmers or commercial farmers, or it's a combined set?
It's basically a combined set.
Okay.
It's a combined set. We're dealing mainly with commercial farmers, but small-scale farmers come in for consultation. But as you know, because they're on a small scale, it's very difficult for them to implement what you have written down. So those are just some of the challenges that we are facing out in the field. But we are trying to accommodate everyone, in short.
Okay. Now that you mentioned that you do with a combined set, so you mentioned that of course when small scale farmers come, you tell them what to do. Implementation is a bit difficult. I don't know. Is it because of financial issues or knowledge issues, or maybe it's a culture that's embedded in small scale farmers of not wanting to change or evolve? So how is it?
With my little experience, it's the culture that our small scale farmers have adopted. Commercial farmers will always seek professional help, and that is why they continuously grow into becoming the enterprises that they have now. With our small scale farmers, their culture is I'll ask my neighbor. They're not going to seek professional help. So for me to give you the help I want to give you, I need to come and see your enterprise. I need to come and see your setup. I need to see all those things and fit them and tailor make a program that is going to suit you and your poultry house or your piggery or whatever you're rearing.
Okay.
But our small scale farmers have a tendency of not wanting to seek professional help. I don't know that it's the costs that is attached to it, but at the end of the day, what's the cost benefit analysis of asking your neighbor who is going to give you a try and error answer, or you go and seek for professional help? So those are just some of the challenges that we're facing with our smallholder farmers.
Okay.
Because when you talk about the cost, we have included them in that we used to have 25-liter containers and above. But when you walk into our shop today, you will find we have 1-liter containers, we have 5-liter containers to accommodate even the smallest of farmers. Yes.
Okay. So what do you think needs to change in that aspect? Do you think we need more capacity building for small scale farmers, or more financial aid or something like that? Because obviously when we talk about financial aid or financial help, like you can only do it to some extent. You can only do it to some extent. You can't, if it's a loan, you can't be getting loans year in, year out. There has to be some progress. So what do you think can be done to fill these gaps in terms of the challenges that you feel that you face with small scale farmers?
Um, we are trying to build capacity as Nemchem.
Okay.
We are trying to reach as many smallholder farmers as we can. But these are in faraway places, in different places. So we haven't tried that route of sitting together with the farmers, though we were working on something in Solwezi with most poultry small-scale farmers. We are trying to build capacity there as well. And also, we try to engage these big producers of chick. So whenever they are having a training with their farmers, for example, Ross, we're already in an understanding with them, such that when they are holding any training with their small-scale farmers on how to rear their birds, they invite Nemchem to also come and give a talk on biosecurity and hygiene.
Okay.
So I think that is one way that we are trying to address the issue. But at the end of the day, we just need a mindset shift from our smallholder farmers.
So you mentioned your operations, they're integrated, right? You offer biosecurity. You're also into livestock, which is poultry, cattle, and all that. So how do you support farms in maintaining healthy and profitable operations in their livestock farming that they do? That is both smallholder farmers and also commercial farmers.
So we have set up a professional team, for lack of a better term, that is looking at all these enterprises. So when we come to your farm, your abattoir, your butchery, or your dairy farm, your piggery, or your poultry farm, we look at it holistically. So we look at first disease entry points. We look at hygiene between your farm workers. Are they wearing protective clothing? So we look at all those things.
Okay.
And then we come up with a program that is going to suit you. So if you have a problem with pests, that's where pest control comes in. So we also have laboratory services. So to understand better what you're facing, we're going to take history, of course, from your farm. Oh no, maybe last year I had a disease outbreak. I'm going to take samples at that farm and try to see what disease outbreak you had from your farm and see how I'm going to target that outbreak and see where I can end it from. So it can be from your water, if you're not sure. It can be from your feed. And mostly, bacteria that is introduced in the feed or viruses in the feed is through the pest that you have on your farm. Yes, so we try to make a tailor-made program that is going to suit your farm and your enterprise. Because if we give you a program that everybody is doing, it might not be cost effective for you. So we do have a professional team that looks at your enterprise or farm holistically, from point of entry to point of where you collect, whether it's your eggs or your chicks or your milk, to the point where you have them delivered, to where your suppliers are coming in, because all those are points of contamination. We also look at whether you have a problem with pests. We try to mitigate that. We also take water samples, and that's where the laboratory services come in. Okay. So these samples go to the lab, and we check and try to pinpoint where the problem might actually be. Sometimes we have found farmers who have continuously treated their flocks, their birds or their animals, because they continuously are having the same disease, when the problem was just their borehole water, which was contaminated. So all those points we look at to try and help the farmers.
Okay. All right. Now we are going to shift our conversation. Basically, we are going to look at the issues that livestock farmers face in Zambia, and also how Nemchem supports them. So, what are the major biosecurity risks that smallholder livestock farmers in Zambia typically face? And also, how does Nemchem Agri help to mitigate and support them?
Basically, Ruth, it's what I have been explaining to talk about your disease entry points at the farm. Most of our farmers face disease outbreaks such as Newcastle, such as foot and mouth disease, such as foot rot, especially in the rainy season. Okay. Those with livestock, they face a number of diseases. So all these diseases have different entry points. So you cannot manage one side and hope you have taken care of the disease. So what we do as Nemchem is we go to that farm. Yeah. We get your history. Mm-hmm. We ask what disease infections you've had before. Mm-hmm. And that's where we take it up from there.
Okay.
So most of the time, even after cleaning, we do take samples, we take them to the lab and see how we can help you mitigate and see how much bacterial load you are carrying, either in your poultry house or in your dairy farm. And we also have specialized equipment. That is, if you have water lines, drinker lines, we're able to look into those drinker lines and see how much contamination is there. We also offer field farmer trainings. We go to the farm. If you have a number of workers and you want us to train them in preventing contamination and disease transfer from one house to the other, we also offer all those lessons. So that's how we try to mitigate for the smallholder farmers.
Okay. How is the how can I phrase it? How is the acceptance, or how is the response? The response. That's the exact word that I was looking for. How is the response by smallholder farmers in terms of the services that Nemchem Agri does? Are you seeing an increase, or is it static, or maybe how is the awareness? Like, do small scale holder farmers know about what Nemchem Agri does, and how is their response?
So to be honest, the response for smallholder farmers isn't much. I think because they have constantly dwelled on treating rather than preventing. So what Nemchem Agri offers is prevention. We do not offer treatment.
Ah.
So we do offer treatment through, but not really necessary. We won't provide you with the antibiotics. You will need to get the antibiotics from a qualified veterinarian like myself. I try not to do both prevention and treatment. So what we do as Nemchem Agri is to try and prevent a disease coming to your farm. Most of our small scale farmers are quite reluctant on prevention compared to our commercial farmers. I think our commercial farmers understand the finances of loss. And that's why they would engage Nemchem Agri to go and be their go-to consultants. On the other end, our smallholder farmers, we try to reach them through places like Livestock Services, where our products are.
Okay.
We try to engage them through those platforms because, of course, they wouldn't want to foot the cost of me going to their farm. So I try to engage them from there by also putting our products in Livestock Services. We are also looking for other places that smallholder farmers congregate easily. So if we could have a mindset shift to most of our smallholder farmers wanting to prevent disease rather than treat, then I think our services are going to be better for them.
Yeah, I understand. There's always this talk about that farming needs to be seen as a business now, not just you farm, you sell, you eat. It ends there. It needs to be seen as an investment. This is what the government and many agricultural experts have been talking about. So I think you're right when you say that there need to be a mindset shift when it comes to smallholder farmers. So beyond poultry, you work in dairy, piggery, cattle, and also fish farming. So how do your biosecurity services differ when addressing? Because obviously the way you treat poultry won't be the same way that you treat
dairy.
So how do they differ?
So these sectors differ together with even the chemicals that we use, the chemical and the detergents that we are using on these farms. So for poultry, this sector is intense. Like, in a small space, someone will be keeping 5,000 beds, 10,000 beds, 200,000 beds. So poultry is an intense production. And intense productions invite diseases faster. So with this one, it differs because hygiene has to start from your personnel. It has to start from the people that are rearing these birds. And we always encourage our farmers to have a shower in and out kind of program.
Okay.
So this program differs from dairy.
Okay.
Most of our dairy farmers, workers can relatively walk in and milk the animal. But in the poultry, we try to ensure that workers are showering in before going in for work.
Okay.
And this helps prevent bacteria contamination from the human to the animals that they are keeping.
Okay.
Poultry also has drinker lines. All these are points of contamination that we address. When it comes to dairy, there is the milking part. They have milking parlors. They have milking machines that constantly need to be cleaned out, that constantly accumulate with milk stones. And we address these issues by giving our customers solutions to prevent all these points of infection.
Okay.
There is also point of entry into a farm and point of exit. We need to ensure that our farms are well protected. Not any Jim and Jack can walk into the farm. Even if they are walking in, they should be able to have a place where they are disinfecting.
Okay.
When it comes to piggery, we know that piggery is heavy with organic manure, is heavy with organic products. So even the chemicals we use for piggery are relatively quite different.
No.
And also the mode of transmission for piggery mostly is air pathogens compared to poultry, where a human can just walk in and transmit an infection from elsewhere, or even for dairy. So for piggery, because most of them are susceptible to air pathogens, we try to ensure that even our disinfection is concentrating on that. So that's how these differ. The chemicals that we use with animals on land cannot be used with fisheries, because the danger that comes with using chemicals in river streams and whatnot, to try to take care of that. So the biosecurity program for a fish industry is very different from what we undertake with the poultry sector.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And now let's look at technology and innovations. We are living in a digital world. In a technically advanced world. Like technology is always advancing. People are talking about mechanizing agriculture, mechanizing farming, and I'm pretty sure it's also the same in livestock. So maybe, do you have any innovative technologies or solutions that Nemchem Agri has been working on and you've been implementing recently?
We do have quite a number. We have the latest cleaning machinery that you can find on the market in today's world. We have partnered with big brands like Kacha that provide us with their latest machinery.
Okay.
We have partnered with other brands that give us small equipments that are easy to carry but very effective. So these equipments can be used to see inside water lines. I'm able to tell you on site that your water line is contaminated. We are able to use equipment, especially for hatcheries, that are able to give us the bacterial load instantly. So I can come into your hatchery today, do some swabs, and that equipment and technology is going to tell me instantly how much contamination you have in that area. Because we all know that hatcheries are zero tolerant to bacteria. So that is some of the innovations that we have. We have installed our latest pressure washers in some of our hatcheries across the country. That is our customers, of course. And we have given some of these technologies to our food processors.
Okay.
We have also given some of this technology to our dairy farmers, so that even as they are giving you milk, it is not laced with antibiotics, and they know that it is clean and it is meeting the regulatory standard that is out there.
Okay. So these that you're talking about, can they be used? Can a farmer come buy from you and then they use them on their own, or do they always need to have an expert to help them do that, or do they always need to come to you?
So one thing I have realized in the business is, or rather in this service that we are offering, the way I'm going to do it, I've been doing it for a very long time. I'm going to give you a professional service. You can come and buy the equipment, but the use is also going to matter. Are you going to use it yourself? How much training is the personnel going to need? So you can walk in, you can buy the pressure washers from us. We are very happy to give them to you. But the first maybe 3 or 4 washes, we would like to be there. So you don't need our entire team. You just need one of our professional team members to come and show your people how to use the pressure washer, show you how to clean using a pressure washer and how effective it can be. So that's where our services come in. Or you can give us a contract of just coming to your farm once a month. We also do audits, by the way. So if you have, for example, in a hatchery or a butchery, you can call us to do an audit, even an abattoir. We have abattoirs that we are giving these services to. So we can come and give you an audit of what needs to be in place for hygiene standards to be high. So we also give those services. So farmers or owners of these enterprises, they can still come, they can still buy the equipment that we have, or they can still call us to go and give them a service.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. What about feed? Are there any feed additives that you are doing, or?
No, we don't have any feed additives.
Okay, so you don't do anything in terms of feed?
No, we don't do anything in terms of feed.
No. Okay. Okay. So, looking ahead, you've explained so much about what Nemchem Agri is, what you do, how you integrate yourself into the livestock industry. So, what opportunities do you see for expanding your business? Of course, not just your business, but like as the livestock industry, what opportunities do you see in terms of biosecurity across Zambia in the next 5 years? It's a tough question, eh? It's a tough one. Or maybe let's put it like this.
The industry is growing. Our agriculture industry is growing. Our livestock industry is growing.
True.
The exponential growth also entails that we have a lot of products on the market that are not properly certified. We have a lot of products on the market that have not met the regulatory standards. So in the next 5 years, I see a situation where the public health sector is going to rise up to ask for all these regulations to be put in place, which is already underway, by the way. Most of these off-takers are now asking for certificate of hygiene, certificate of your biosecurity. Have you vaccinated? What drugs have you given in the last 7 or 14 days in your flock, and all those things.
Okay.
So that means the growth of these services is definitely going to be needed. Your farm will definitely need my service to come and tell you to say, this you can't do, this you can do. Because at the end of the day, I want to tell you that the government of Zambia accepts this. The government of Zambia does not accept this. You may come in maybe as a new investor, or maybe you are just practically new to the business and you do not know the standards that ShopRite accepts. But I know the standard that ShopRite accepts. So I think going forward, the livestock sector should demand these services.
Mm-hmm.
The public should demand this kind of service, because at the end of the day, you do not want to go and buy your meat from maybe they got it. We have outbreaks of anthrax these days. So you want your farm to be secure. You want your production to be secure. You do not want to take 200 liters of milk to an off-taker, say Dairy Gold, and they tell you your milk has too much antibiotics, we can't take it. Or your milk has too much E. coli, we can't take it. Or your birds have salmonella, we can't take them. So going forward, if the industry is going to grow, we need to grow with this industry. In the next 5 years, I think Nemchem is going to be talking different. We want to be the #1 public health representatives in the country. I think when it comes to that, when you translate what we do, because at the end of the day, we want to get rid of pests like cockroaches in an abattoir. We want to get rid of rats in an abattoir, because they transmit diseases that you do not want to end up in consumption. So I think going forward in the next 5 years, these services should be on demand. The public should demand these services to be given to them. Yes.
Those are big ambitions, eh? I like your vision. So, Dr. Catherine, now we are concluding. As we conclude, maybe just what final message do you have to give to small-scale farmers who do livestock farming, in terms of course, they might be concerned about the complexities that come with biosecurity practices. So, what word of encouragement or final message do you have for them?
With the current production that we have in the country, I think our farmers should seek professional help for their enterprises. That's #1. #2, our products are not very complex to use. We have worked hard to ensure that whatever you buy, the dilution rates are the same, to make it very easy even for the smallest of farmers to use. We do not want you to get 3 different products and I tell you, dilute this one 1 to 50, dilute this one 1 to 20, dilute this one. We want to try and avoid that. So we have ensured that our dilution rates are all the same, depending with whatever chemical that you are buying, to reduce the complexity of using our product. Okay. If there is something that you don't understand, we are always there. We are a phone call away. If our contacts are going to be gotten, our emails are readily available. We are always in the field to help the farmer. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure your message is clear, and farmers that are into livestock farming, they've learned 1 or 2 things from this interview. Thank you so much, Dr. Catherine, for your time, and it's been a pleasure having you. This is Agritalk Africa, the podcast that puts farmers first. We go beyond the headlines to bring you authentic conversations with people driving change in African agribusiness. From financial literacy to climate-smart farming, from the challenges of rural financing to the triumphs of innovation. We educate, we inform, and we inspire. Welcome to Agritalk Africa, where agriculture meets action.